Well, hello. Hey, howdy. I'm Ken, local Fox. If it's your first time here, I'm a very low-energy streamer thanks to a little thing called sleep disorders. I focus on RPGs, mostly first plays, though I do play other things, and I do love to play old favorites on stream when I can. Today, we're continuing with Disco Elysium. This is session number 7. Yes. 7. Yep, okay. Last I played, we were on a beach looking for cryptid bugs, and we stumbled on a church that has some things going on. Yeah. Also, Kim is not with me right now. All right. There's a man who lives in the rafters. And there are some kids outside who want to turn this church into a drug den / nightclub. Kim had to go take the body back to the precinct. The skate park. I mean, I guess you could skate park inside the church. All right.
In white, silver, and apricot faience, the young mother of humanism stands above you. A crack runs across her body. She is impossibly tall, oval-faced and sad, a dark and radiant majesty. This is her innocence, Dolores Day.
Also, last session I picked up the perk that gives me money for learning stuff. So hopefully that helps, especially since my encyclopedia pops up quite a bit.
Cradled in her arms are a pair of glowing lungs, clearly visible from underneath her flowing dress. You should kneel.
Sure.
Your knees touch the floor. The floorboards are hard and cold. There you kneel among the snowdrifts, diffuse light falling on your hands from beyond the glass. The world is silent, but for the creaks and cracks of the massive wooden structure behind you. It covers you from the wind outside. The ocean feels distant, its ebb and flow blocked off by the centuries-old pinewood sarcophagus around you. In the darkness, you sense her eyes on you, inspecting you with their multicolored glass, as if you're a bug under a microscope. The woman looks down at you, kneeling. She towers among her followers, architects, laymen, courtiers. There is a sad smile on her lips, and a glint in her green-blue eye of what? Compassion? Remorse?
Oh, all right. Thanks for dropping in anyway, Damos. Appreciate it. Hope you have a good day. Also, I hope everyone has had a good day so far, or at least a more awake day than I have had. I had to push back the stream because I needed a nap after work today. Zane exists. Yes, also I would recommend this game. I would recommend this game heavily.
She acknowledges the passing of someone who is still alive. You.
It's... Oh, you got the, you got that Humble Bumble... Humble Bumble. You got that Humble Bundle, pack? Let's see, it's morning. It's not possible to live. It's remorse, it's compassion. It's morning.
With that terrible word ringing through your mind, you rise into the apricot-colored light of the window. The woman keeps smiling her distant smile above you, sundered by the crack in the glass.
Humble bumble is when I'm B? Zane, humble? Are you sure about that? Let's see. How do I know this is the mother of humanism?
Despite the damage you've done to yourself, lodged in your hippocampus, this is her innocence, Dolores Day. The innocence of humanism, internationalism, and the welfare state. Perhaps the most famous human being ever to have lived.
Look.
No amount of Commodore Red can wipe her sad smile from your brain thing. It has survived the deluge and haunts you still, and will haunt you forever as it haunts all men.
What exactly is an innocence?
The highest category of historic individual, an embodiment of the world spirit.
A ruler?
More, an innocence is elected to office by the founding party, a precedent that has taken place a mere 6 times in the entirety of history. The legal system of the Real Belt is built to accommodate an authentic rule should it coincide with our time. An innocence is infallible. The decisions made by one are not decisions. They are inevitabilities. What would have happened anyway? Only accelerated, packed into decades instead of centuries. An innocence is a continuous, compressed event, a sacred human being. It is an honor and a glory to live when one is in office.
It's goddamn fascinating world building in this game.
No, we are alone.
When did she rule?
300 years ago, in the wake of the discovery of this Isola, the Insulindian, by explorers from the continent of Muindi. She is, among other things, the innocence of inter-isolary travel and the connected world.
What else do I know about her?
Many things. You know she was a woman of the court, the wife of an influential Marchese, and eventually the principal advisor to Irene La Navigateur, Queen of Suresnes, modern-day Sir La Clay. Also that she was gorgeous beyond beauty. Draped in ancient sadness. Are you sure you want to remember this bit of historic trivia? Standing under a long, slender form like this, dwarfed?
Where is this coming from?
The past. It's a silo of sadness, fermenting. You should keep away. No, you must know.
Okay, what else? Was she smart?
Terribly. Women of the court were expected to play both contract bridge and chess sufficiently well to prove an interesting challenge to a man. A simple grasp in matters of philosophy, theology, and science was encouraged. She was, by all means, a kept woman. She made the most of her position in the antediluvian court, a court visited by the most prominent thinkers and artists of the day. In secret, she was becoming the era's preeminent philosopher of the state, a scalpel, a piercing gaze. She was an almost preternaturally magnetic and intelligent individual. To her contemporaries, she appeared out of time, a messenger from the future of the species. We all fell in love with her, head over heels. Even before she was declared an innocence, her influence was tremendous.
And how come?
It was on her the Navigateur sponsored a number of voyages into the Pale. A costly, often tragic endeavor, ultimately vindicated by the discovery of the new world, the piece of reality you're standing on. She was crowned 2 years after the first expedition returned, setting in motion what is widely considered the greatest era in history. The DeLorean era.
Gotta love those DeLoreans. Wow. I don't care. Wow.
Wow, indeed. When her innocence was declared, and the queen she had advised for years fell on her knees before her, she was so overcome with emotion that her lungs started glowing in her chest. Bystanders reported golden filaments lighting the already sunlit chamber around her, clearly visible beneath her dress.
Huh.
That is why the lungs are the symbol of love for the cultures of the Riel Belt.
Was there something terrifying about her?
Terrifying is a term too emotionally charged for your semantic memory, or what remains of it. But terrifying, it's a simple word. She was bad for humanity, and you shouldn't have started thinking about her.
She was bad for you. Oh, okay. No, was there something bad about her? I want to know.
You already do. Although she is often considered to be the greatest human being to ever live, there was something ominous about Dolores Day, constantly surrounded by her terriers. She was the most socially secluded and least self-aware of all the innocences. Some modern thinkers would consider her a war criminal for the campaigns she waged against the Mesk state. And then there were the resettlement programs.
Oh, no.
The Mesk state tried to detach itself from innocentic rule. Parts of the world were experiencing whiplash from accelerating into secularism. Her mandatory education programs and mass resettlement of upstream Marguerite were problematic as well. Dissenters were suppressed by a military force she called the Army of Humanity, suggesting those who fight against it are not part of humanity.
My problematic fave. Ah. Hey, Cody.
She adored chess, yes, but also military war games. Dolores Day often holds a tiny tin soldier between her index finger and thumb in icons such as this. She was also blonde, the blondest woman you have ever seen, with green eyes the color of the Pacific, mare interregnum. Little is known of her Marchese husband. It's as if he vanished from history after completing his role, which was to introduce Dolores Day to court. In conclusion, yes, there is something lonely, paranoid, and even terrifying that people seldom mention, but feel when they think of her.
Huh.
This subtle terror is part of her iconography.
I want more.
As did we all. The lands of the Mesk and the Occident, and even faraway Supra-Mwindi, altogether 21 of the 40 mundial nations of the time, immediately accepted innocentic rule, even before her crowning.
The crowning?
In a city called Advesperaskit in Vesper Messina, her homeland, the name of the city means evening comes, but it happened on a winter's morning, with the canals frozen and slush falling out of the sky. She was dressed in a white and pearl dress on an emptied-out plaza with the crowd far away. Already, her terriers, the secret servicemen of the Innocents, were worried about an assassination attempt.
I don't care how she looked. I don't care. It doesn't hurt me. Volunteering some things just in the... Okay, she must have been beautiful.
Oh yes, she looked like humanity's young mother, a perfect mother, insultingly beautiful. It was as if her face and shoulders and hands were covered in a soft down of underfeathers. You know this well, very well. Midwinter snow was beating the cobblestones around her. A small attaché of officials stood by as her terriers placed a white gold wreath on her head. The crowning was mostly witnessed by secret servicemen.
Then what?
One of the men in this secret service killed her 22 years later. A young man who had come to suspect that Dolores Day was not entirely human, but something else.
Eh?
Something that had walked in our midst, watching us stumble for hundreds, if not thousands of years, until it decided to interfere in the course of our history. We were supposed to come up with this ourselves. The man was reported to have screamed at the Innocents.
Uh-oh. That's,
Dolores Day was shot in the chest with a fowling piece 8 times. The man, thought to be insane, said he once touched her and her body had been unnaturally warm, like a furnace, and that sometimes, while on duty, he observed her forgetting to breathe for over 10 minutes. This inhuman quality was witnessed by many others as well, glowing lungs and all. It is commonly attributed to mass hysteria and religious psychology.
huh.
But she was not hell. She is the opposite of that, the wind of paradise, stripping away the covers from the hearts of men. There you stand, below her once more, with your hands on your side, momentarily at a loss as what to do with yourself.
All right, let's take a look at the glass now that we've looked at the glass.
The shards
Oh!
in the dark. You see little pearls of light on the edges of the crack that splits the female figure. Something was written there. Remains of broken letters line the emulsion. What it said, you do not know.
Well, that's a 92% failure. Of course it would be.
One more door. There is no way to open the supply depot door. Accept it. You cannot open all the doors. You have to integrate this into your character. Some doors will forever remain closed, even if every single other door will open at one time or another. Maybe to a key, or maybe to some sort of tool meant for opening doors. But this one will never accede to such commands. A realization crucial to personal growth. Crucial.
All psyche white checks unlocked. All right. Portable Harman Wowji tape recorder. It's possible it's recording something. Someone's siphoning electrical current from outside into this antenna. The antenna read Esker, or Ream Esker AR1 is buzzing with energy. Two decks of reel-to-reel tape spinning on empty.
A machine stands in the corner, watched over by the figures on the stained glass window. It's turned on and quivering with soft electricity.
Step behind it.
As you step closer, you notice fluorescent play and print buttons on the keyboard. A hatch connected to the central compartment is wide open.
Look inside.
Behind the hatch sits a cube-like crisscross of filaments, smoldering in the dark like fireflies. Silver tape on the side says, in black marker, log, February to March.
Press play.
The speaker comes to life. Static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. An old lady greets you. Her voice sounds 100 years old.
Good afternoon. Votre accident on Saint-Brun. This is the East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the personal log?
It's the same old woman you spoke with through the radio computer in the doomed commercial area.
Let's see. I looked inside the core, but the tape on the filament just said log Feb March.
Good. Please repeat the password.
I'm really bad at passwords. Can you give me a hint?
No.
The hint system is not part of the protocol for repeater stations.
I don't have the password.
Received. I will register this login attempt. Votre accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
Thanks.
Goodbye.
The machine's keyboard is still illuminated.
Let's print.
fluorescent play and print buttons. Nothing happens. The mother of humanism stands above you.
Nope, nothing there yet, or right now. Okay. Well, I guess I can go tell the kids outside to go ahead and move in. Maybe. I don't know where the lady is. Oh, I do also need to check the last of the traps, though. Okay, church is over there. Fisherman shack's over there. Okay. I'll go talk to the kids first. Well, I call them kids, but...
Hi again. So, how are things going?
About the church. I checked it out.
And? What happened?
I talked to the crab man.
Oh, man. Who is he? What did you think?
Seemed okay, to be honest. Very spiritual.
Really? Huh. Interesting. What's he doing in the church?
Let's see. Something sinister going on in the building room. Just preaching and praying from from the looks of it.
No matter. Is he gonna be a problem? Yeah. Noid is right. Let's get back to the point. What are we gonna do about him?
These guys will never catch him. You will never catch him. There's nothing to do.
Of course he's a problem. He's a crab man. He keeps himself physically active, thinks spiritual thoughts, and doesn't drink. Who am I to evict such a person? As far as I can tell, he's not going to leave. He'll climb around up there and you guys will never catch him. Actually, he told me he wouldn't mind the nightclub at all.
I don't know, man. Doesn't it feel like a major hindrance to you? A spooky guy climbing around when all the guests are trying to have nice, friendly hyper time?
You're just going to have to live with the crab man.
I guess it's not a massive problem, now that I think of it.
Everyone is welcome to dance till the morning light! Yeah!
Hell yeah, egghead.
Maybe. I guess we'll figure something out. Okay, but what about the other spooker? The one in Grandma's clothes? Did you see her?
I didn't see the other spooker, just some machines.
But she's in there somewhere. Has to be. Have you tried investigating the machines? Anyway, do let us know if you see her.
That's it for now.
We'll be right here, waiting patiently for the news. Yeah!
Yeah. Is she in there? Pretty certain I gave a fairly thorough look at the church. Alright, that's the door.
An old door, worn by...
Alright, I guess I'll take another look in the church. I'm pretty certain I gave it a fairly thorough look around. Although I might need to refresh so I can try that oh, what's this?
Hey, Innocence Dolores Day liked little figurines, right? Liked holding little men between her fingers, remember?
What?
You have the headless Fallen Rider figurine. You should give it to her. Win her back.
I should know. This is a task of mine. What? Win who back? I can't win her back. She's a long-dead historical figure.
Don't be so pessimistic. Love doesn't die that easily. This isn't funny. You have a bad feeling about this one.
I should guess. This is a task of mine now.
So very, very, very nifty. Nifty and mysterious. This is surely what the figurines are for.
Surely.
The mother of humanism stands above you, a precious and complex wax painting on a single pane of glass. A crack runs across the length of her body, her face oval and sad.
Looks like I can't give her this figurine.
Why?
Because she's a stained glass window.
That does seem to be a problem. Maybe you meant something else?
Like what? Is the task still on?
I don't know. What are we thinking of? Part of your mind has gone on to other things already. Only a strange little sadness remains. The mother of humanism towers above you. A wax painting on a cracked pane of glass.
Alright. To try that again, I need to put a point in visual calculus. It's absurd, honestly. But, I mean, if I get enough experience in the meantime, I guess I'll do that. No? Nothing? Okay. I guess I'll try talking to the crab man again.
Oh, hey, wait. There's coffee in the back. Oh, wait. I meant the mother's love.
Have you by any chance heard, have you had to say the password to a radio computer?
Too many times, essay. You need it for something.
Surveys are a good way to fish for personal information, especially in the name of public safety.
Let's see. I'm doing a survey of passwords and passcodes, identifying regional trends in interests of public safety, of course.
Don't sweat it, vato. The password is afterlife death.
Oh, that's,
What you think of that? Makes me almost pity la niñita pequeña when I hear it. I think we're done here, essay.
oh, he crawled away. Okay.
The machine's keyboard is the speaker comes to life.
Good afternoon. Votre accident on Saint-Brune
I think I have the right...
is in Elysium, repeat station 1. Please repeat. Is this the personal log?
I think I have the right password.
Good. Please repeat the password. Good. I have unlocked the filament. After ending the call, please press print to access the filament. Votre accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
Yvonne, it's me again. How are you?
Good. Thank you. Please repeat. Is this the personal log? Goodbye, votre accident.
The machine's keyboard is still illuminated. The printer prints out a long text document with dated paragraphs. It looks a bit like someone's journal.
All right, let's read that out.
The first entry, made on the 4th of February, 51, by an unknown author, is short and concise. Arrived at the church. The door was boarded up, so I used the crowbar to get inside. Looks like the place has been deserted. Nothing out of the ordinary, but I'll ask around. Need to figure out how to get the electricity in. 6th of February, 51. Had a little chat with the local fishermen. said I shouldn't go near that place, that the church was spooky and ridden with narcotics. It's a little spooky, all right. Still haven't figured out the electricity.
All right, third entry.
7th of February, 51. Finally got the electricity in. Next on the agenda, a new antenna. I'm thinking Esca series, something advanced.
4th.
8th of February, 51. Bought the antenna, had some problems setting it up. Called Simo for help. Heard the others are back to making art. Drinking somewhere out of town. Sulislav started a rock band again. Lexi has been seen asking money from strangers. But at least the artists have their act together. They're qualified labor. They can get work anywhere. Graphic design, ads. The programmers are doing fine too. I mean, they're programmers. The writers, though, they're fucked.
Oof. Oof.
I just have to find out what caused that data loss and be done with it. Still don't understand how it managed to wipe out the backup, when the backup wasn't even connected to the front. I know. Everyone thinks it's impossible. They say I must be lying. I'm here to set it right. She must be talking about her former colleagues from Fortress Accident. They all sound like radio game people.
Huh.
12th of February, 51. Brought some food from the grocery store. Apparently, there's a strike going on in the harbor. Definitely not happy to see the Martinez people again. Everything's now set up in the church. Going to start working tomorrow, 8 a.m.
6th entry.
25th of February, 51. I've been sending data up to Lintel for a while now, trying to recreate the data loss, but nothing. Didn't even feel like logging in, the disappointment. But I did discover a curious audio-spatial anomaly at the back of the church. I've named it the Swallow. It swallows sound. Need to get some mics. A shiver runs through you as you look to your left, toward the silence. 28th of February, 51. Yes, the first recordings confirm that the Swallow is real, and I'm not just losing my mind. It's a pillar of silence, with a diameter of approximately 3 meters. Seems like the higher I go, the less I record. This might be a coincidence, or it could be connected to the data loss that led me here.
Huh.
March 51. Some kind of young disco men have appeared next to the church. I've been trying to record the silence to find the epicenter, but now it turns out I've also been capturing the future of dance music, one neo-disco song over and over again. Fortunately, the song is so monotonous, I was able to devise an algorithm to factor it out. The other day, one of the disco men came in. Before I could even say hello, she got scared and left. Good, I don't want anyone distracting me from my work. March 51. I got a call from the repeater station. Someone has tried to access the radio computer in our old office in Martinez.
Ooh.
Can't do anything about it. The storekeeper still doesn't want to let me inside the building. Thinks I'm part of some kind of curse. How Martinez of her. March 51. A new 2-meter aux cable. Noodles, crackers, ping energy drinks, water, toothpaste, gum. Also some canned air. Your reading is interrupted by the sound of the church door opening.
Want some ping. Gee, I wonder who that could be.
A strange woman makes straight for the radio computer.
No.
Breaking into my radio computer, I see.
I'm here on a side case representing certain music venue organizers. I'm not just breaking, I'm pursuing a mysterious lead in search of my lost identity. Up with the RCM, you see.
Well, you won't find any music venue organizers here. It's just me and my computer, and it has been this way for weeks. Now please give me some room. I need 2 seconds to see that you haven't destroyed anything.
Autosave, huh? Ominous autosave.
What is it?
I didn't break anything, did I?
No, you just printed out my personal log and wasted some paper.
Hey, are you the lead programmer of Whirl Untethered by any chance?
Yes. Or no, not anymore. That project is dead.
She doesn't seem surprised to be recognized. Rather sad. Something passes over her face before she straightens her back.
Sorry, who are you? What are you doing here?
I am Soona Luukkanen-Kilde, the former lead programmer of Fortress Accident and RSA radios. I have over 16 years of programming experience, and I'm proficient in both Vox and Orbis languages. If you're not here to hire me, I don't really know how I can help you.
Did she say over 16 years of experience? She must have started programming when she was still a teenager.
Have you seen the Crabman?
No?
But you know he's around?
Yes.
Sounds like you're not worried at all about him.
No, you're right. I'm not.
Okay, that's very to the point. What are you doing in an abandoned church?
You really like those questions, don't you?
I'm a police officer. It's my job to ask questions.
I'm conducting scientific research here. You can't throw me out.
What research?
I'm looking for the location of a 2mm hole in the world.
Wait, what? She's looking for a disruption in the radio waves. That's what her personal log said.
Is the hole connected? A hole in the world. Data loss in your journal?
Yes, that's what led me here. But I suspect it might be something a bit more complicated than that.
Hole in the world. What does that mean exactly?
Exactly. What does it mean? Up to now, it has been impossible to say what it is because it's impossible to measure nothing. What do you think it is? What qualities does nothing have? How do you measure something that does not exist?
Easy. You measure it by the world around it.
Let's see. Does it mean you're now living in a world that has holes in it? Okay. You measure by collecting data on surroundings, on that which exists. So you understand what you're talking about. Something that doesn't exist, let alone measure it. I don't know. I'm not here for some science. I just want to solve some murder so I can go home. You measure everything around it.
Exactly. Very true. That's what I've been aiming for. That's why I have those basins. I've tried using hydro transducers to record the silence, to find out where it begins.
Ah, hydro transducers. So that's what those water basins are. Devices for recording sound through water.
Yeah.
But honestly, it's not progressing very well.
Let's see. Do you have any idea where this hole might be located?
Somewhere underneath those roof beams, I assume.
She looks up. She looks up, eyes trying to pierce the pitch black heights above, but without much success.
Only a faint crisscross of rafters can be made out from the dark. Most of the tower disappearing into the shade. Strange things may flourish in the dark.
Why there?
There's this place at the back of the church, a place where all audible vibrations seem to decease. I've named it the Swallow, and the higher you go, the less you record.
This is where the Crabman lives.
I know.
You don't think Crabman might be somehow responsible here?
No, I don't.
You said that the research isn't going well. Why not?
Because it's just trial and error, trying to locate the Swallow, the exact point in space. And I don't have a... You know what? It would be really helpful if you could just stop talking and let me work.
That's all I wanted to know about the scary 2mm hole in the world. For now.
Great. Thanks.
How do you feel about erotic dance music?
What? I hate it.
I bet she hasn't even heard it.
Have you actually even listened to it? Like, actually listened?
Yeah. Like all the time. My tent neighbors don't really ease up with their partying, do they? Maybe I'd have to be on drugs to get it, but to a sober mind it just sounds like uninspired rug whipping. No idea what it has to do with either dancing or music.
Right, right. But how do you feel about a club for erotic dance music?
This is about those speed freaks in the tent, isn't it? I've got some news for you. It's not a nightclub they want to build here.
What do they want to build then?
Take a guess, why don't you?
I heard they're also planning on building a drug lab.
Bingo! That's exactly what they're up to.
They're just encouraging an active youth culture here. Nothing wrong with that. Let's see. Mind-altering substances are a vital part of an erotic club scene. Nah.
Yeah, what I said before. Not possible to appreciate that kind of music without being high as a kite. So that's settled. Great. No nightclubs in the church then.
Well then. I guess I'll burn that visual calculus. Because I must know. I must know why I failed a 92% chance. Why are there so many machines in this place?
I brought them here. These are my machines. Please don't touch anything.
Why do you need an antenna?
I use the AR1 as my RAIN prefect's processing unit.
Wait, what?
RAIN prefect. My radio computer.
And the antenna is its processing unit?
Yes? You really don't know anything about radio computers, do you?
No, clearly not. I know a little.
All right. Well, all radio computers perform operations up on air. So in order to gain more processing power, you need to invest in a good antenna.
It is a fascinating setting. It's, let's see. Wait, what's on air?
On the front. The unified front of radio waves. Licensed and controlled by Lintel in the East Insulindic region. It's all around us. That's what on air means.
Like love.
Sure. And the AR1 is a good antenna?
I guess it is. So far I've been quite satisfied with it. Martinez is an unstable region with bad coverage, and the operation has been surprisingly stable.
Okay.
But it's not the cheapest one on the market, so I wouldn't recommend it for your regular red tape operations. Fraser 1000 is a foolproof line for civilians. Anyway, you should do some research before you decide to buy anything. Ask around, compare the prices. There are many milieus dedicated to that sort of thing.
Classic computer tech, giving advice on what to buy for your parts.
She liked telling me this. It calmed her nerves.
What are you doing with your radio computer?
I'm working.
The machine seems almost alien with its pulsing core. The light casting her face in a strange shadow.
Working on what?
Could you just shh for a moment? Or get to the point. I really need to focus on something.
What are those balls of water over there?
They are connected to my RAIN prefect. Whatever you do, just please don't move them, okay? Thanks.
Short and terse. There you have it. Whatever she's using them for, they're hers.
Right, I'll try not to touch anything.
Great.
Hey, about that 2mm hole again.
The swallow, you mean?
Oh,
Great. Thanks.
right. I'll leave you to work. Now let's look.
The mother of humanism stands above you. A precious and complex wax painting.
Let's
Single pane of glass
see how I fail a 97%.
of her body. A jigsaw of broken shards in
Genuinely expected to fail.
front of you. a ghostly reconstruction of the stained glass window. Before it was shattered, there was an older woman beneath the younger one, and a text, a light motif below them both.
What shattered this mosaic?
Unknown.
Who's the older woman?
The escutcheon on her throne says, Irene the Navigator. She is depicted as an older woman wearing thick-rimmed eyeglasses, holding a golden Reichsapfel in one hand and a scepter in the other. This is the queen her innocence day advised. Above, she herself is whole. Small figures of wise men, common men, worshippers walk up the stairs to stand at her feet. Secret servicemen, 30 years, stand in a row guarding her. It must have taken years to produce this work in all its dizzying detail.
The motto. What does it say?
Below both women, in luminous black letters, Après la vie, mort. Après la mort, la vie de nouveau. And then along the left side, Après le monde, la gré. Après le gré, le monde de nouveau. After life, death. After death, life again. After the world, the pale. After the pale, the world again. This is the great leitmotif of humanism, a summary of the effect of the discovery of this isola, the Insulindian, on human thinking, a tremendous sea change akin to finding life after death. Could these words be the password that unlocks the filament memory?
You know, Logic, I think you might be onto something there.
The mother of humanism towers above you.
I had a feeling that was the password, but...
Pane of glass. Nothing has changed in her expression.
Okay. Well, she's clearly not a fan of the nightclub.
Yes, what is it?
No, okay. Nothing new there. I guess I'll go give them the bad news. But also,
Hello again.
give that empathy another shot. Only 17%.
The device
Nope.
is cold to the touch. An angular
That was worth a shot.
Hi again. So, how are things going?
I talked about the church again.
What's the deal?
I was using the mainframe when Suna, the former lead programmer of Fortress Occident, appeared.
A programmer? That's odd. What was she like? Did you ask her about the nightclub?
She did not like the Anotic Dance Club idea.
What a pity. That's my favourite thing in the world. And she doesn't like it at all.
A shame. What can we do now? Do you see a way out of this jam? And into a laser-lit future of dance and unity?
Unity! Dance!
She made it very clear that she won't leave until her own project is finished.
And you can't just evict her?
No, I won't evict her. We have to come up with a different solution.
Look at you, honour man.
No, Noid. He's right. Maybe we've approached it the wrong way after all. I'm sure there's a workaround. We can make a deal not to bother her. If that's okay with her, we only want to get in the church and spread the joy and ecstasy of music.
The lines in the dark exist! Coexist!
At least Crabman seems like an advanced being. He's hard. He'll understand.
Yeah, he can do his climbing thing in the tower. And the programmer, does she like Anodic dance music?
She absolutely does not. Really, truly despises it.
Egghead cannot believe what you just said. It makes him pump the jam a little slower for a moment, but then he returns to the full swing of it.
No worries. We'll figure it out. If coexisting fails, you can always muscle her out, right? If it's all okay with you, what do you think?
Perhaps if you drop the drug lab, it might make it easier to convince her.
Oh, man. But the drug lab was like an integral part of getting the club going.
For me, it was my favourite part. Chemistry's great. Besides, imagine all the drugs we could do if we had our own drug lab. I mean, hypnotic music is great and all, but drugs, they make you feel really good. When did you last feel really, really good?
Never. I've never felt good in my entire life.
But that's exactly what drugs are for. Exactly. Time to expand your mind.
I refuse to throw her out, but I can try convincing her.
Excellent. Good luck, my friend.
Alright, that's it for now.
Bye, officer.
I can push this thing down, right?
A pane of Eternite has been planted into the barely holding it up. It could fall over any. The pane falls into the icy snow with a soft thunk.
Yep, okay. I figured that's what that was for. Alright, I'll talk to her one more time about this.
Yes, what is it?
What if you didn't have to leave? I talked to Andre. He wants to make it work.
I don't want to make anything work.
Hold on. You don't want to make anything work?
Yes, anything. I don't want to make anything work.
It's not the hypnotic dance music that's made her bitter. It's the failure of Fortress Accident.
Are you bitter because your radio game project failed?
That's right. If we couldn't get our Welkins to happen, I don't want anything to happen. Ever again.
Oh, damn. Okay. I mean, I get it, though.
There's not a trace of irony in her voice. She means it.
Alright. I'll give it a shot. 83%'s not bad.
Easy. When her research is done, she can move out.
Listen, about your research, you mentioned earlier that it's not going very well. Maybe I can help with something.
What? No, I don't really need any help with the project.
But if you could, if I could help you finish the project, then you wouldn't have to live in a church next to a boom boom anymore. Just think about it.
She thinks about it. A glassy look in her eyes. A gust of wind brings more snow in from the broken gallery. It touches her hair.
All right. Bring me the game's offsite copy from my old workspace, if you really want to help. It's stored on a filament memory, and I'm unable to go and fetch it myself.
By your old workspace, do you mean the studio of Fortress Accident in Doom commercial area?
Yeah, that's the one. You can get in through the bookshop. You just have to do some explaining to the bookstore lady.
I've already been inside.
Good. Then you might know the giant ice bear fridge in the building's cellar. The filament is inside the fridge. Just go and get it.
Where's the offsite copy?
In the giant ice bear fridge.
But you've been to the fridge and it wasn't there. There was a note saying...
I found a note from the ice bear fridge. It said the offsite copy had been moved to a safer place.
Wait. A note from whom? Did it specify where they took the filament memory?
It said the offsite copy had been taken to a nearby ice cream maker. The note was signed by someone named Sulislav.
Jawiza. Of course. Our project lead, Sulislav Jawiza. God, he was always so hell-bent on keeping the copy somewhere safe. And feature creep, and the Valley of the Heads. Like it would have made a difference. The offsite copy was perfectly safe when the data loss happened. That data loss was anomalous. And the heads... I won't even get into the heads. Millions of them. Go find that copy from that ice cream maker, will you? Thanks.
Valley of 1,000 Heads. You like the sound of that.
By the way, we put a dead body in that fridge.
Wait, what? Whose dead body?
Don't worry, I put it in there temporarily. It's all part of an official police investigation.
You put it there? You put a dead body inside the ice bear fridge.
I just wanted to let you know.
Okay. Very cool. Thanks for keeping me in the loop.
Okay. Let's see. I found the ice cream maker, but I couldn't get it open. It's completely frozen.
This is getting ridiculous. Can't you just defrost it? Or, I don't know. I don't know about the ice cream maker. Just figure something out.
There's a solution, but she doesn't want to hand it over to you yet. It's a thing. Something she holds dear.
Let's see. What is the offsite copy and why do you need it?
It's a backup of my former employer's project, the radio game we were working on. It's stored on a filament memory, just like the one inside this radio computer. The backup itself is destroyed now, but I'm hoping to use what's left of it to pinpoint the exact location of the anomaly. You just have to go to my old workspace and get the filament.
Hold on. If it's called an off-site copy, then why is it still on-site?
Why is it on site?
Oh god, not this again. It is not on site. It is in the basement. Perfectly safe and not connected to the front at all.
Basement? Sounds like it's technically still on-site.
And no, taking it outside the building wouldn't have protected it from the data loss. There's nothing wrong with keeping the backup in the basement. What happened was a freak accident that has nothing to do with how the backup was stored.
Uh-oh.
We clear?
This is clearly a painful topic for her. She must have had to explain herself numerous times.
All right, I'll go look for the offsite copy.
Thanks. And here's my Qualsund multi-tool. You might need it to hack loose some ice. It opens everything. If you get me the offsite copy, then you can keep the Qualsund.
Oh, useful.
She's not too happy to be parting with the Kvalsund.
Well, I mean, it did say that's kind of exactly what I needed for this. All right, I'll leave you to work in peace now. Neat. All right. Now I should look for the last bug trap. I think it was... Was this the first one?
Nothing has changed about this trap.
Okay, need to check the others. Okay, I need to find the original bug trap. The one they were working on when I found them.
Is there something here that would indicate a sniper used this place as a nest for taking the shot? Just some urban detritus, a bottle, and a dilapidated old comms tower.
Maybe the assailant climbed the comms tower, took the shot from there. Kim is not currently with me. He had to take the body back to the precinct.
The salty water has corroded the ladder to nothing but two thin orange rails. In addition, there is no stable nest up there. It would have been useless.
Maybe the campfire was used by the perpetrator?
To warm his hands before he pulled the trigger? There are no markings on the ground for a tripod. He would have had to lie on a mattress. This is simply not a good spot for a 1.2-kilometer shot.
What about the cigarette butts?
A smoking assailant who favors Timotiri, to Ostra or Duhan. Cigarette butts are part of the campfire set. They're also everywhere. Timotiri was a Revacholian colony on Ilmara. The suzerainty's population was mostly Ilmaran Areopagites, up to 97%. The region was known for its tobacco export, hence the name.
I know a lot more about this.
Oh, you do?
Or want to know.
The butts you saw had a silhouette of a boy wearing a coffee hat, a tobacco picker. This boy is the Tiamatiri brand logo. Contemporary Rivasholians prefer Juan, a local blend from the southern islands, or Astra, a legendary cigarette from Grad. Tiamatiri is favored by older men who like its old-fashioned paper filter tips, insane amount of tar, and the sweet smells of colonialism and halva.
Once again, please do ignore the Ko-fi bot. I don't need money. And I forgot to turn it off.
There, 1.2 kilometers over the cold water of the bay, blue from the distance and the air, you see the smallest rectangle, barely visible. It's late. There is no light on the third floor of the Whirling in Rags. No shape moves behind it. Glazia must be out on the town.
Okay. Oh, well, that solves that one. Now I gotta head back down. And find the initial bug nest. Try to get the site investigation before the next day so that it's, yeah, all squared away.
They're covered in a thick layer of grime. They must have been like this for 40 years.
Let's see if we can see inside.
Dripping water falls from a high place. All you can see is the shadow of a collapsing staircase. There's rust and corrosion on the bars. They're foaming with it. And a small layer of white salt from the sea.
Dad and his son. Can't go that way. I think the first of the deaths was this way. Yeah, I think this is the one he was setting up when I found them.
This is the trap Morel just set. Checking it over, he said, is just a technicality. But
look around.
Hiss and shake in the darkness that has settled over the abandoned camp. The later it gets, the colder. Remnants of the camp can still be seen in the sand. The fire that's gone out. You feel strange, somehow.
Reach for the trap.
Nothing but locusts in this trap as well. Definitely no cryptozoological monstrosity.
Ah. So nothing down this way then? Okay. Money.
Nothing has changed about this trap.
Okay, inspect the traps. Trap near the canal you crossed southeast of the village. Alright, so I need to check that one still. Okay. Oh, what's this? Okay, so I gotta head back to the village, find the trap that's southeast of that. Okay. Oh, what's that? Oh yeah, I've seen that. There we are. Final trap.
It takes you a moment, but finally you spot the last of Morel's traps. This one's partially obscured by the reeds. The reeds bend forlornly toward the water. Some tufts have been crushed. The broken stalks sickly pale against the darkness. In the east, the city center hums to you. The constant, distant song, louder on this part of the coast, nearer somehow. And there's that cold again. Always the cold.
Reach for the trap.
The trap feels light and silent as you pick it up. Something is different here. No locust. No phasmid either, but still.
Look closer.
Nothing. No traces of the locust or the Insulindian phasmid. What happened? The netting is a little untidy, messier than the others. Like someone or something picked up the trap and shook it before dropping it back down on the ground. The reeds continue to hiss around you as you put the empty trap back on the ground. Time to consult the professionals, Morel and Lena.
Huh. Doink. Well, I was planning to head back into town anyway, so. Magnesium. All right. And this was the house down here? The abandoned house? Yes, it was. Okay. I know where I'm at. So I can head back to the whirling. Well, first I can try to, yeah, first I'll try to open the, ice cream maker. Then I'll head back to the whirling and rags.
This orange machine is buzzing like an... You slip your fingers under the frozen lid, but the eye... You need to have the Gaval's...
All right. Thank you, tutorial agent. Heck yeah, ice cream. I could deal with some... I could really use some ice cream, I think. Okay. Oh, jeez. That is a goddamn tool.
This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has a hand-cranked ice cream.
Right? Guilty Gear anime sword? Okay, need gloves. Okay, better interfering? Yeah, better interfering. All right.
This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner on top and an electric freezer that appears to be frozen shut.
Surely 3% is enough.
Ice squeaks beneath your Kavalzund multi-tool, but your fingers slip away from the tool. The lid shuts as tightly as before. Unplugging the ice cream maker will allow it to defrost.
Okay. That sounds dangerous.
Are plugged into the breaker box. The bear's eyes are still glowing red. A friendly cartoon. The paper still smells of vanilla and chocolate. Even under this stench, you can feel it.
Let's see. Which... Black and red cable. Okay. Is that the red cable? It's hard to say. I think I'll try the black cable.
Cables are plugged. Something close to you dies with a soft electric.
All right.
This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner and an electric freezer. The ice around it slowly melting. Ice squeaks beneath your Kavalz and it's already unplugged. There's not much else to do other than wait for it to defrost or bulk up and get stronger.
Okay, well, I guess maybe I'm going to have to be forced to put some muscles on. I mean, I could drink something, but I'm not doing that. All right. All right, there they are.
It's great to see you again, officer. My wife can't wait to thank you. Go on, talk to her.
Okay.
Oh, sweetie, I don't even know how to thank you for finding my husband and helping him out. I hope we haven't been too much trouble for you.
Just doing my job.
Here, I want to give you a small token of my gratitude. It's a tie, Mexican origin. The pin is an antique, quite special.
It's a thin ribbon held together by a silver bird skull. Did she just give me a bolo tie?
The little silvery knob holding the tie together feels warm in your hand. It's in the shape of an avian skull with 8 eyes. You could ask her about this when you get the time. It's probably a cryptid, but the phasmid, of course, is more important.
You never told me you've seen the phasmid.
Oh, you don't want to hear about some old woman's ramblings.
Ramblings? Nonsense. Your description of the phasmid is the most precise I've ever heard.
But darling, I didn't even get the size of it right.
Measuring things is important. How did she get the size?
You were a child, my dear. Really. It's extraordinary what you were able to describe. Now go on. Tell our friend about it. He's proven his interest in the field.
Well, it was summer. I was building a racing track out of sand on the beach near a tall stand of reeds. Quite a tall one. Many times my height, I remember. When, all of a sudden...
How old, where was this and how old were you?
I'm getting ahead of myself. I was 5.5 in Betancourt in the suburbs. My grandmother had a summer home there.
Betancourt got bombed in the war. It used to be quite near, circa 20 kilometers from here.
Huh, what happened?
The strangest moment of my life. I looked up and one of the reeds moved. Not like a plant, but like a living thing. It stood up and looked at me. Its body unfolded like some antique toy. I've never seen anything like it. I didn't know this can happen, so I reached my arm and touched the thing. It felt just like a stalk of reed, but it moved, swaying, towering above me. After a while, 20 seconds, a minute maybe, it left, went into the reeds.
Did you follow it?
I tried, but I was only a child. There was mud and high water. I couldn't see it anymore. I was just standing there, knee-deep in mud, looking around me.
Where did you go? Don't go.
Then what?
I ran back home to my grandmother and asked her if reeds could walk, and told her they were looking at me. Of course, she just laughed at me, but I knew what I'd seen. For years, it was a story I told at parties when I wanted to impress boys. That sort of thing. Of course, most people just took it as a strange, amusing anecdote. So did I, honestly. But then I met Morel.
We were on a date. Can you imagine? She tells me a story, and it's the most detailed report of the Insulindian phasmid I've ever heard. The sounds. She told me it hissed.
It did, yes. Like reeds in a gust of wind.
The way it moved, the colour, how some of its limbs were white, like marble. It matched perfectly with what I know from other accounts. It was amazing. If it weren't for Lena, I might have given up hope years ago. It's no exaggeration to say that she restored my faith in my profession.
Huh. We're on a date?
Our first, yes.
The glance is tender, yes, but tempered by something else. A thought she can't express, even to him. Interesting.
She's worried. Its limbs are white?
Not all of them. There is some white coloration reported, along with beige, where the camouflage ends.
How big was it?
It's hard to say how big things are when you're quite small yourself. To me, it seemed to be taller than I was then, but that's probably not the case.
What if it is the case?
Thank you for sharing this with me.
You're welcome, sweetie. I do appreciate the chance to relive it whenever I get one. It was just such an impossibly sunshiny day. So warm.
And she could get up and walk right into the reeds on her own, into the mud, anywhere.
Let's see. Maybe you could convince her to tell you about. Well, I'll wait. Hold off on that. First,
Nothing like the gratitude of a good woman. Now then, what can I do for you?
He tries to play it cool, remain professorial, but inside, this man is itching for some news on those traps.
checked all the traps,
Good. Okay. And?
and one of them was empty.
Completely empty?
Yes, there was nothing in the trap. No locusts, no phasmid.
No locusts? No phasmid either?
That's not ideal, but
It just means the Insulindian phasmid is even more clever than we thought.
She's engaging in a well-known self-deception called motivated reasoning. You should correct them.
yes, the Phantasmadeia picked off the locust and escaped. This is good news, though we'll have to reconsider the design of the traps.
Another trip to the reeds.
Let's see. I don't know. I'm not persuaded.
Why don't you try convincing Morel his hypothesis is invalid?
Shut up, Gary.
Thank you for the vote of no confidence, Gary. An officer. I appreciate your concern, but please leave this to the experts. Unless you have an alternative hypothesis you'd like to venture. Actually, no. Excuse me for getting emotional. This is a big deal for us. You've helped us twice now, and brought some great news too. My gratitude, and the gratitude of the Société Cryptozoologique de Ravachol, is yours.
Heartfelt gratitude. But does it feel like closure? What really happened?
Didn't mean to insult you. Let's see. Have you noticed anything off about your friend Gary?
No. No, of course not. Why?
You sure?
He's been a little unenthusiastic about the trip. More so than usual. That's understandable. He just wants to get home and warm up.
He doesn't want to say it, but this is unusual. Gary's been to the jungle with him, to places way more challenging than the coast. Why so eager to go home?
Let's see. All right, give it a try.
You have your suspicions, but nothing you can form into a viable explanation.
Let's see. I've been thinking. I'm not sure it was the phasmid that took the locust.
We can take...
Yes, sweetie, we've already taken too much of your time.
All right, I'll get going. Let's talk to him.
Always a pleasure to see an officer of the law.
Clinking around, scared him with the apartment. Morel felt Gary's weird. All right, 42. It's worth a shot.
Okay, he keeps shifting uncomfortably, but you can't make head or tail of this sound. And honestly, it's rude to stare, so stop.
I see. Now I'm failing all my checks.
Oh, hello, sweetie. So nice to see you again.
Okay. All right, let's give that a try.
There's really no point in manipulating anyone. You're chummy. Just go on and ask.
I'd really like to hear about some juicy cryptids you've studied. Could you tell me about a couple?
Oh, I'd be delighted.
Is this a bird cryptid?
No, it's the cryptid.
The cryptid?
Oh, yes.
What is this bird?
The eight-eyed teratorn, the largest flying avian ever discovered, with a wingspan of 11.5 meters. It was thought to have gone extinct 3,500 years ago. Some even doubted the fossils were real. A mutation, they said. Until...
Mutation? All of evolution is a mutation.
I mean, that's not wrong.
Until it was sighted by renowned Gotvaldian explorer and naturalist Uwe Plattenkalk in 21.
This renown seems a bit dubious. Your own catalogue comes up completely empty. But, of course, you are not all-knowing.
I need to hear about the sighting.
It happened on a botanical expedition into the vast and unexplored Oamrau Canyon in southeast Ilmara. Dr. Plattenkalk got separated from his group during a sandstorm.
Umrau is...
World's largest canyon system, sweetie. It's a barren waste east of the Erg Desert. An ancient riverbed completely dried up.
What happened?
Alone in the blasted desert heat, the doctor wandered eastward, where man hasn't stepped foot in over 1,000 years, since the fall of Pericarnassus. He was lost, without any navigation equipment and desperately low on water. After a day or two, he noticed a bird high in the noon sky. A great black bird. It seemed gargantuan. Every now and then, the bird would dive down to feed on an animal carcass somewhere on the horizon. But by the time Uva got there, the Teratorn had taken off already, and the carcass was picked clean. This happened many times.
It followed him?
More like he followed it. A bird that big has many liters of blood in it, and he was dying of thirst. For many days, Dr. Ploppenkalk followed the Teratorn until they reached a great canyon wall, where the bird finally landed to rest. The professor climbed up there with a rock in his hand. He found the bird sleeping with his head tucked under its wing, a great black pile of feathers on the perch. So he approached, slowly squeezing the rock in his fist. Then the Teratorn suddenly looked at him. He could see it had 8 eyes, 4 on either side of its skull, like a spider. And the man couldn't move. He was paralyzed, frozen into place with the rock in his hand. Whatever he did, he could not get closer to the bird.
Why is that?
The bird was controlling his mind. It kept him from approaching. He could step back, but every time he stepped forward, paralysis. Uva spent 3 days trying until the bird flew away.
An 8-eyed mind-controlling bird? Fuck yeah. Let's see. How did he survive to tell the story?
The 8-eyed Teratorn was indifferent to him, as long as he didn't get closer than 2 steps. It even let him feed on some carcasses up there, and the 2 unfertilized eggs it left behind.
Fuck yeah.
Absolutely, sweetie. Cryptozoologists have been tracing it ever since, but Wamrao is vast, mysterious, and holds many secrets.
Modern radar telemetry shows great promise. We will confirm this one by the end of the decade, latest.
I like the confidence. Let's see. So is the last anyone saw of it?
Sadly, yes. But there are numerous reports of 8-eyed bird skulls from Il Mara. And then there's the striking resemblance to the Pericarnassian imperial eagle, an ancient heraldic symbol that is hard to pass off as coincidence. The imperial eagle, too, had 8 eyes.
Not really. It's just stylization. The way they drew eyes. It's not a zoological drawing.
Very, very hard.
This one's very famous. Everyone knows it. People will be looking at that tie on you and thinking, that man is into cryptids. So, what else do you want to know?
What's the biggest cryptid?
That would be the giant of Kokonur. The giant lives in the most arid parts of the vast Kokonur Desert in South Samara, casting a strange light across the barren wastes.
Strange light?
Mirage or a psychogenous luminance.
Let's see. How big is it?
No one knows for sure. It is like an awful mountain appearing from below the horizon and expanding to cover almost a third of your field of vision.
It's an interesting way to describe it. Is it dangerous?
The towering luminosity of Kokonur is a bad omen in local folklore. Some say it's a fata morgana, others, fate unimaginable. That's what makes it so peculiar. a species surviving at the very limits of scientific law. The giant of Kokonur must be the largest animal the planet can support. There are limits, you see, to how large a metabolism an ecosystem can beget. Some say a gravity anomaly below the Kokonur desert might allow the creature to grow to these gargantuan sizes.
Well, it's good we're getting scientific with it.
Great. This is great shit. You need more. Gravity anomaly? Digging it. Digging this parascientific stuff right here.
What's the tiniest cryptid?
Cryobacter catlensis.
Cryobacter catlensis? Oh, that.
Yes, a unicellular bacterium that was discovered in one of the northernmost points of Kotla on the Boreal Plateau by renowned geologist Caitlin Mijanou some 70 years ago.
Bacterium discovered by a geologist. What's so special about it?
Bacterial colony Mijanou found had remained alive while frozen in ice for longer than anyone could reliably estimate. Certainly from before recorded history.
Oh, I see.
Mijanou disappeared shortly after injecting herself with the bacteria she had brought back to study. No doubt in hopes of prolonging her own life.
What? What? You mean there's an immortal geologist wandering around the world?
Yes, and she's quite mad, too. After she treated herself with the bacteria, she stopped aging, but also became increasingly eccentric and irascible, so that even her oldest friends were forced to pull away.
Yep.
We can assume that she has been living somewhere in the wilderness for decades now, all alone except for the Cryobacter catlensis coursing through her bloodstream.
I'm not so sure about that. What's the most dangerous cryptid?
The gnome of Jeroma.
Gnome? Sounds terrifying. That doesn't sound too bad.
Oh, it is. None of his victims survived. Grieving relatives never even found their bodies because the gnome's venom dissolved organic tissue.
Still out there. Just wandering around. Doing geology things. But madly, you know? The mad geologist has a good ring to it. What kind of what does this cryptid look like?
It was reportedly a small creature with webbed fingers and a protruding forehead and a gangly little thing. Quite scary to look at. A couple of campers found it when it was already dying. They heard an odd wailing in the woods and followed the sound. They were scared and wrapped it in tarpaulin to suffocate it. It still took the gnome of Jeroma an entire day to die.
Are photos of it?
Alas, no. And the first scientist who got his hands on the creature's corpse put it in a jar of formaldehyde, thinking that would detoxify the gnome's venom. Instead, all the venom leaked out of the creature's teeth and into the surrounding liquid, dissolving the creature itself. A poetic end, perhaps, but a real loss for science.
Really convenient.
Alas. Always alas, and then it was gone. Isn't that overly convenient?
No, it's a perfectly good explanation. Stop being so skeptical.
Sure. A perfectly good explanation. It dissolved in its own venom. Go on then. Ask about more gnomes or whatever.
I'm making my logic mad. Any invisible cryptids?
What an interesting question. And the answer is yes, there are. The Koldamama Dakwa, or thin whisper of sound. And that's precisely what it seems to be. Self-replicating sound waves, invisible and intangible. It's very afraid of us, which makes it incredibly difficult to track.
Ah. Self-replicating sound. That's just an elemental.
Kolomamadakwa can also be translated as a whisper light and low.
A whisper light and low.
Yes, that's another translation. They're both quite lovely, aren't they? Although the low part is a little ironic. The Kolomamadakwa makes, or rather is, such a high-pitched sound that other animals, including humans, can't hear it. It could be everywhere, all of the time, and we wouldn't know.
How can animal be sound?
Many scientists have asked the same questions.
Many scientists.
It isn't itself a sound, but a tiny corpuscle that emits sound waves. But there's no evidence to support this theory.
There's no evidence of that theory. That specific theory, though. Just that one. Let's see. Could it be here? Right now? Why is it so afraid of us?
That is a sad story. A group of university students assisting with the field work in their enthusiasm for the project, and no doubt because they were preoccupied with impressing their professors, nearly drove it to extinction.
Extinction?
They tried to communicate with it and had no other means but sound. So they started sending out sound waves at frequencies they thought might match the Mamadakwas. And what happens when a sound wave meets another sound wave of the same frequency, dear? Psst.
They cancel each other out.
Thank you, Encyclopedia. They cancel each other out.
Exactly. And these tests were performed so recklessly that when they happened upon the right frequency, well, they wiped out most of the population.
Great regret washes over her. A wending cloth.
After that, the corpuscle appears to have migrated elsewhere. There have been recordings of anomalies similar to those spotted in Ea, but they've been few and far between. It's impossible to confirm the presence of any stable Kolomamadakwa population anywhere.
Very difficult. Clearly. Let's see. Could be here, right now.
It could be. As I said, it could be everywhere. And we wouldn't know any better. It could be ringing all the days of our lives and nights.
What about...
What about what?
Oh.
Of course, dear.
Okay, that's it for now. Okay, let's see.
Lena and I were just discussing the design of the new trap.
Need better interfacing for that. Okay. Okay. I've already paid for my room.
Can I help you?
About the bill for tonight?
20 real.
Yep.
Good. You got the room for the night, but remember, you'll need another 20 real tomorrow.
I found a new bird for the whirling.
What is this thing?
Wanted to apologize for breaking the Great Skua by bringing you this ruffled grouse.
Okay. Okay, well, this is actually a nice bird. A competent piece of taxidermy. I can fix it to the plaque and have a new bird in the establishment, I guess. So, I don't know. Thank you. I'm gonna go with thank you.
People just don't know how to accept gifts, especially taxidermy. He likes it. He likes the bird. It solves his broken bird problem.
Gart, I need to sing karaoke. Now.
No, you don't. It's not happening.
You need to approach this situation logically. Ask him why he has the PA system installed if you can't use it.
Why do you even have the PA system if no one's going to use it?
It's for no one. It's a prop. I'm not letting anyone use it after the great karaoke catastrophe of 44.
What happened in 44?
A lot of people got killed because some arsehole wanted to sing karaoke.
It's not a prop. It's for your clients. I know it's used.
Okay, yes, it's for some clients.
I'm a real client. I've paid my bills, and I have a right to use the karaoke machine.
Ha! Well, we don't have any tapes. They all got stolen.
He's lying, but whatever. You don't really need his lame tracks.
It's all right. I have my own song with me.
The man in the vest and the violet shirt stares at the tape you've just given him. He begins to frown. Hard. This is the look of a man who's defeated. He knows he's out of excuses.
Fine, fine. Climb on that stage and do your thing. Just get out of my hair. I'll plug it in for you. Damn this karaoke machine.
I'm having it uninstalled, he mumbles to himself. Oh yeah, time to do the damage.
All right. All right, this seems like a good way to end it. The session for the night. After I finish this, I'll head up, sleep, and yeah.
The stage is all set up for your performance. Feels silent. You can hear the pellets creak under your feet. You feel a little dizzy, a little unsteady suddenly.
So, are you ready for your thing now? Let me know when I should turn on the karaoke carousel.
Let's see. Put your lips against the microphone to test it.
Immediately, a loud feedback noise startles the room. You feel like an amateur. How are you supposed to hold the mic? Should you just sing into it? Where should you stand?
Look around the room first.
The bar is full and buzzing with chatter. No one is paying you any attention, but still you feel your knees turn to noodles. Okay, now a couple is looking at you. Even worse. They are going to hate you.
All right, I made it worse. Let's do it.
The air is thick with anticipation.
Oh no. This is going to be good.
Someone dims the lights as the music starts. A lump's in your throat suddenly.
Oh no.
To the tiny church there, the smallest church in Sanson. Now it once was larger. How the real may rest there, down through the mist there. Towards the seven sisters, towards those pale cliffs there. I would often stay there in the tiny yard there. I have been so glad here, looking forward to the past year. But now you're all alone. None of this matters.
That is not what I expected Harry's voice to be. Oh dear. It's so beautiful.
Do you hear that? It's It's the most pathetic applause in the world, Harry, made of pity. No one liked you.
I'm up here singing my fucking heart out and it's not good enough for you fuckers? Fuck you, I gave it my fucking best. I gave it everything and you said... Oh... Didn't like it, huh?
Your words echo in the karaoke mic. People talk in the distance. A couple tries not to look at you.
Quit yelling into the mic!
Oh, no, there's no... I can't. Oh, no. Not good enough.
You hear, or think you hear, uncomfortable shifting around. A bit of laughter, maybe. No one's saying anything.
I'm gonna unplug the mic now, okay?
You don't know what good singing is. This is real singing. I sang about real stuff.
That's it. I'm unplugging it.
That was a bad time to fail that check. It makes me curious how that goes if you succeed, though. Now I'm going to tactically retreat. Okay, that was a great way to end it off, I think. All right, let's see.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression.
Okay, let it be for now. Time to cry yourself to sleep.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression.
One more time. I have failed this check several times, despite being a really high % chance. Finally.
The third decade of the current century. Enough time had passed from the failure of the revolution that, for a fleeting moment, free market economy seemed like the ultimate, uncontested way of life for our species. Things were good. It was smooth sailing. People made gold and champagne-tinted interiors and facades to suit the times, calling this the new style. But more importantly, disco happened.
Disco did happen.
Forget about ostentatious orchestrations. For Revachol, your city, that meant only one thing. Guillaume le Million. If it doesn't rhyme, you're not pronouncing it right. Out of the dazzling swirl of disco music, in an open-air boîte de nuit, somewhere in Revachol West, Guillaume's blonde mane appeared on the screen. He sang some bullshit. Then he made the expression.
The expression. So I adopted it. Why?
Everyone loved it. Maybe you thought some of the stardust would rub off on you. Maybe it did. Either way, only the grimace remains.
I feel the need to add a clicking sound when I make it click, click.
The click is used to spur on a horse. It also features heavily in Guillaume le Million's regional mega hit, Don't Worry, Your Pretty Little Head. Sometimes you like to add finger pistols to the mix, because, unlike Guillaume le Million, you are a police officer. It's your nifty little way to say, I'm armed and dangerous.
How long ago was the new?
There is a vast ocean of time between right now and the expression. Looking good on you, or anyone. 2 decades, if the calendar is to be trusted. Humanity has run aground in that time. It's a different world now. The expression is a relic.
Anything else like who I am? Why did I become a cop? Why did I drink myself into oblivion?
You have some understanding of the near history of disco, plus trivia you've picked up along the way. Episodic memory, however, remains in the dark. It may never return. You should prepare yourself for that.
Does this have anything to do with ostentatious orchestrations?
Not really. OO must have just stirred your mind. They're more like a disco rock band anyway.
Guess that's it then.
It doesn't have to be. You can swoon over Guillaume and his champagne-corked smile whenever you want to. Maybe some of the stardust will return.
Attempt to stop the expression from happening. A 3% chance. Let's give it a try.
Still not happy. It won't come off that easy.
But really, who would want to get rid of an expression like that? Right, chain cutters, interface. Yeah, I'll get it next time. Alright, well, I'll actually save and head out before hitting the bed. Alright, well, I want to thank everybody for dropping by today. Hope you had a good day. I hope your night is good too. Let's see. Is anybody streaming that I can raid out to? I don't know if I'm going to raid out, but I should at least take a look to see if anyone's going. Let's see. Good detective work. Yeah. Even though I think I've failed more checks this stream than any of the others. And that's saying a lot because it really wasn't that long of a stream. Oh well. I think I'm just going to head it out for the night. Alright, once again, thanks everybody for stopping in. I appreciate it. Always. Have a good night. Oh, right. Tentatively, I'll be streaming on Tuesday and Thursday again at 7 p.m. I say tentatively because it has been a very rough few weeks for various reasons, and my energy for streaming has not been the best lately. But I will try to get back to it because I do miss streaming regularly. All right. With that in mind, have a good night.
When the light is running low and the shadows start to grow and the places that you know seem like fantasy, there's a light inside your soul that's still shining in the cold with the truth, the promise in our hearts. Don't forget, I'm with you in the dark.